Welcome to the Cobell community, where together we gather, network, share, learn, and grow. The Cobell community invites you to delve into Cobell SKILLS, a resource series for scholars, alumni, reviewers, leaders, and friends of Cobell. This Cobell SKILLS topic is part of our Well-Being series. We will be looking at the dimension of well relationship, specifically defining and building healthy relationships. Whenever you take steps to improve your life, whether that is your mind, your body, or your spirit, you also improve circumstances for those you are in relationship with. Being a role model has implications for all your relations: family, community, ancestors and descendants, the earth and the sky, things seen and unseen. Improving your overall wellness isn't selfish. It is shoring up your strength so that you can continue to do the good you strive to do. As always with our well-being series, we recognize many of you may come with teachings from your own family, clan, tribe, or nation about how to live a good life. We honor those traditions and offer some additional thoughts about wellness. We encourage you to lean into your models, teachings, and experiences and see where these additional ideas around well-being may fit for you. First, let's review the 4 dimensions of well-being. In our model, these dimensions include body, spirit, mind, and relationship. We are functioning and well when all these dimensions are in balance with one another. If we neglect one dimension, or if we give too much attention to one dimension, we run the risk of becoming out of balance and feeling unwell in one or more dimensions of well-being. In well relationship, we are reminded that we as humans are uniquely grounded in and motivated by relationships. We thrive with connection. And for most of us, everything we do is about lifting up those relationships with others, including the relationship we have with ourselves. Remember that you are valuable and worthy, and you must first maintain a balanced relationship with yourself in order to be in well relationship with others. While no one can truly understand another's relationship from the outside, lessons from psychology, social psychology, and mental health tell us there are some typical indicators of a healthy relationship. These include that even when disagreeing, partners in a healthy relationship treat each other with honesty and mutual respect. They value each partner's boundaries, goals, and identity. They operate with integrity, meaning that what they say they value is also what words they use and what they do. This helps to build and maintain honesty and trust, which leads to feeling secure even when you aren't together, and is essential for a healthy relationship. In a relationship that's healthy, one has prioritized the well-being of the other. They strive to use good and clear communication, which means being able to discuss uncomfortable topics without fear. A healthy relationship should feel like a partnership and not a power struggle. It might be helpful to know some hallmarks of a healthy relationship. Mutual support. They celebrate your academic achievements or your new job. Autonomy. You have your own friends and hobbies outside the relationship. Honesty. You can admit a mistake without it being held against you. And physical safety. Body autonomy is upheld and parties are always safe. On the other hand, there are some indicators of potentially unhealthy relationships. These may include moving too fast, which means being together 24/7 immediately in a new relationship, lack of interest in your life outside the relationship, isolation, which is trying to pull you away from family or friends, volatility being extreme highs and lows that leave you exhausted, and control, such as monitoring your phone, your location, or even your clothing choices. That's not to say that relationships, even healthy ones, don't have their own conflicts. They do. The difference is that in a healthy relationship, respect is maintained at all times. The goal is for understanding, not to win. The argument is a back and forth or give and take, and not a power struggle. The discussion is fair. A strategy to consider using when handling conflict is to use I statements about how a circumstance impacts you instead of pointing fingers. It can also be helpful to state what an ideal outcome of the conflict is and what a future state of the relationship might look like. More specifically, arguing fairly and with respect means that these four approaches are avoided as they do not display respect, fairness, or a healthy relationship. The first of these to avoid is criticism. This is not just a complaint about behavior, but an attack on another's character. A complaint focuses on the event. I'm upset you didn't do the dishes, whereas criticism focuses on the person, such as, you're so lazy and you never help me. Instead, you could try gentle startups like using I statements and focusing on a positive need. Another to avoid is contempt. This is the intent to insult or psychologically abuse your partner. It is fueled by long simmering negative thoughts and manifests as sarcasm, name calling, or eye rolling. Contempt places you in a position of moral superiority over your partner. What can help would be to build a culture of appreciation within the relationship. Regularly acknowledge what your partner does right to counteract the urge to look down on them. A third hallmark or flag to avoid in a conflict is defensiveness. Oftentimes, a response to criticism, defensiveness is an attempt to play the victim or make excuses. It effectively tells your partner, the problem isn't me, it's you. For example, I wouldn't have forgotten the mail if you didn't nag me about it every day. Instead, taking responsibility may help. Own whatever small part of the situation is yours. And then the last to avoid is stonewalling. This occurs when one person shuts down, withdraws, or stops responding altogether during a conflict. Instead of confronting the issue, they build a metaphorical wall. This is often the result of flooding, where the person is so overwhelmed physiologically that they can no longer think clearly. It can help to take a short break to calm down, then return to the conversation. You should feel safe physically and emotionally at all times in your relationship. Counseling services on campus or through another provider can help you through therapy to examine your relationship if you question its health. If at any time you feel physically unsafe, be sure you leave immediately and or call 911. For more information, have a look at the following resources. The relationship checklist includes I don't feel pressured to change my appearance or personality. I feel comfortable saying no to my partner. We can resolve disagreements without yelling or name calling. My partner encourages me to spend time with my friends. I feel safe physically and emotionally. If any of these don't apply to your relationship, you might want to consider a conversation with a therapist about whether or not your relationship feels healthy for you. Other tips for developing a healthy relationship include setting boundaries early. Let your partner know how much me time you need. Staying present, such as putting phones away during dinner or dates so that your time is spent in conversation with one another. Things like checking in once a month or so, asking, how are we doing and what could I do better? Be sure to check out our other skills resources in your Cobell community. And don't forget to connect with us on your favorite social media platforms. See you again soon.